course the chess set's missing something. I need to make pieces for it or you can't play. That's my next project.
Well, almost my next project. It just took me 10 years to get started. The chess pieces are by far my most requested project. So here we go. In celebration of my 10th YouTube anniversary and 1 million subscribers, my chess pieces. I decided to go with a non-traditional minimalist style, borrowing the one defining feature from each piece as we usually associate them. And since there's not a whole lot of building or construction to show on this project, I thought it'd be fun to just do a little behind the scenes voiceover in this video. I think one of the most boring things to show in a woodworking video is sawing wood. So naturally, I started by ripping this board. I can already feel the viewer retention rate dropping. Ooh, wow, I can make crosscuts too. Hey YouTubers, here's a trick. If you want to make something look artsy, do some really tight close-ups. Yep, you're looking at 10 years of filmmaking experience to get a shot this out of focus. But hey, the slow motion makes it look intentional. Ooh, check out this artsy focus pull. That's good enough to be on Vimeo. So I started to arrange the pieces here, but I realized this would be a really dull shot. So instead I did a drone flyover. Now that's fancy. This is called an establishing shot. I use them to remind viewers that it's still actually me doing something. This is totally staged. If your sandpaper is really used up, just push harder on it. Yeah, that'll do the trick. Did you notice that slide transition and swoosh sound effect? I learned that from watching Hell's Kitchen. No joke, I use it all the time. Here I'm chamfering all the edges of the pieces. It's always really difficult to get good router angles. I'm using a straight bit for the rest of the cuts. This is a fancy pants setup bar to measure the setback. I am a fancy boy. I shop at Williams-Sonoma. Hey, if you know what obscure movie that song was in, leave a comment. See what I just did there? That's called begging for viewer engagement. It makes YouTube think people are actively watching this video. You see this a lot on Instagram. Just cleaning up the shop today. Hey guys, what's your favorite shop chore? Leave a comment. So I ran into a problem making the king. Check this out. The router bit was slipping and slowly sliding up. I didn't even notice it happening. I think this happens if I bottom out the bit in the collet. When you install a bit, back it off a hair. I'm glad I caught it before it completely came out. Luckily, I had some extra lengths of wood so I could redo this piece. And back on track here, continuing this motif with the rest of the pieces. And here I'm setting up for the pawns. Brought to you by Craig. No, not really. Swoosh, another scene. I think the knight is the trickiest piece in any chess set. I used my bandsaw to cut out the essence of a horse's head. I absolutely love the simplicity of this bishop. Just that diagonal miter on his hat. Not sure what that's all about. Maybe it's just there to remind you how he moves. I gotta tell you, this 1-inch strip sander is one of the most useful tools in my shop. And you know how some YouTubers paint their tools? I have Princess Meow-Meow stickers on mine. Okay, now watch this fade out. Yeah, that's how you know it's a new day. But seriously, check out the morning light in my shop. It really makes everything look awesome. Even the sawdust on the lens of my camera almost looks intentional. Hey, you just try to find this attention to detail on other channels. See, look, I even included the camera shadow just to add a gritty layer of realism. You're welcome. And while the lacquer's drying, I wanted to talk to you briefly about Wix.com, the sponsor of this video. That's not true. I shoot these things after I've completed the entire project. In fact, it's still on my workbench. I've just arranged the camera so you just can't see it. Anyway, Wix allows you to easily create a full-featured custom website with prices starting at, well, free. And with Halloween approaching, I wanted to remind you about my little blog devoted to, well, mostly independent horror movies, mymoviemorgue.com. This month I'm featuring the 31 days of Halloween with a new movie every day, and not the usual Halloween picks that most people put on their lists. Mine are mostly films that you've probably never heard of, but I think are really good. One of the things I like about Wix is how scalable it is. So whether you want to create a personal blog like mine and just write about the things things that you love. Maybe you want to create a full-featured, robust e-commerce website. Wix can do all of that. The Wix editor is intuitive and it's super easy to use. You just pick out a theme that you like and you start building your site. But don't feel that you're limited to those, because a lot of the fun is customizing your site exactly the way you want it. You get total creative freedom to create your own unique, original masterpiece. Did you hear that car go by? It's one of the most frustrating things about, well, that and the birds that get really noisy here, but usually I have to back up and reshoot whatever I was just doing, but I guess not in this case. If you're interested in creating your own website, I highly encourage you to give Wix a try and share what you love. You can set up a fully functional, professional looking website today, free at wix.com. Give it a shot. Well, there you have it, the completed chess pieces. I have a feeling that this is kind of a design that people are either gonna love or hate. So this is supposed to be the outro to my video, and I probably struggle with this more than any other part of my videos. I mean, seriously, the project is done. There's no reason for me to stand here and recap it. What I'm supposed to do is tell you to subscribe and smash that like button. Oh, and do the notification bell thing, and buy my merch, and leave a comment, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and this is why viewer retention drops right here. To get good at YouTube, you really need to figure out a way to just keep people watching until the very